Hi there, boys and girls. Welcome to yet another Facemaker video tutorial. This time I am going to create a watch face based on one watch face that from a designer I admire a lot, which is Matteo Dini. I can show you some of his work here. He works mainly for Wear OS watches, and yeah, his work is outstanding, and I really urge you, if you own a Wear OS watch, to go buy his watch faces, okay? So yeah, since I admire a lot his work, I chose one of his images as a reference to build this watch face. And since I won't be distributing this watch face, and since it won't be for Wear OS also, I hope he doesn't mind. So yeah, let's go and do it. So I thought about, because he has a lot of watch faces, as you can see, and most of them are extremely complex and, you know, with a lot of design work. And yeah, this would take, I think, hours. And the problem is, last time I made a two-part video with a complex watch face. And yeah, well, not everyone has 3 hours of their lifetime to spend watching a video about watch faces. So yeah, I thought about it and I realized that the best would be to go with a less complex watch face, this one. So yeah, I chose this one. Let me open it on GIMP and not on Paint. So here we go. I think this watch face is perfect because it will allow us to keep this under an hour, and this should be a breeze to build on Facemaker. I cropped this image from one of Matteo's promotional images, and I made sure it's the same size as the watch face will be doing, so 466 by 466, and the image is ready to go. So I took the liberty of starting Facemaker. We'll be using a Amazfit GTR4. Of course, we could go with any of the Huawei's watches, GT3 for example, but the problem is, as you may notice here, this watch face has a distance progress widget. So unfortunately, Huawei doesn't have this. Okay, they have thousands of widgets and different data types, but they don't have a progress image set for the distance data type. So yeah, since Amazfit allows me to develop whatever I want, I went with Amazfit for this particular watch face. So let's go and select it, face info, and switch to GTR4. And I do have this watch, so yeah, I will be able to show you how it looks at the end. Okay, so let's start this watch face, and to start with, we're going to add a background main container, and inside, as usual, we'll add an image. And we'll be adding a lot of images in this video tutorial, so yeah, let's go into GIMP and press Ctrl+C on the image, and then we could simply paste the image here by pressing Ctrl+V, or rather not this one, sorry. Let's go back here, Ctrl+C and image, Ctrl+V, there we go. So we could load it this way, but we can also load it by pressing this button here and selecting the image, or by simply drag and dropping the image here, okay? So yeah, I think this method is cleaner. You choose the one you prefer most. So we have the reference image. So let's go ahead and rename this reference, okay? And by the way, one thing you should do when you start making a watch face is name your watch face. So I'll call this one MD207 whip for work in progress, okay? And submit, and then we can save, and I'll save it on the desktop just like that. And now we can start making the watch face finally. So let's add an image, and we'll start by creating this background you see here, this striped background. This is very easy to create on Facemaker. You just pick the image widget, put it on the top left corner, and press generate. And now I'm gonna make it the same size as the watch, so 466 by 466, okay? So we have a full-sized image, and the reference is below. And don't worry about the color, because we're going to apply, after we generate it, we're going into effects, and we'll apply a pattern effect, okay? And you can see what it does. Let me just hide the reference here. So yeah, it's hidden. What you can do here is apply a number of different kind of patterns and replace the image content with that pattern. So right now we have stripes. We can go with I don't know, circuit board. And this is transparent, so if we enable the reference, we'll see that what's behind will still be visible, okay? Some patterns use two colors, that's why you have two fields here, but this one only uses one color, so the first one. And okay, so let's hide the reference first, and then we'll select the stripes pattern. Because if you notice, this background image has stripes, okay? So yeah, let's show it again, and now let's make it small. And I believe this is perfect. So okay, let's zoom in and let's pick this color. So this one. And yeah, and now we need to match the slope, the inclination of the stripes. So let's try and do that. Let's start by changing the rotation, and immediately you see we have something very, very similar. What you can do to fine-tune this value is just select, click it, and then use the arrow keys to adjust it, okay? And yeah, something like this will work. Sorry. And yeah, okay. Now this is done, and we can hide it and add a new image. Put it below those stripes we just created, this one, and press as usual, generate. Make it the same size as the watch canvas, okay? And now, since this is behind the stripes, if we now zoom in, you'll see we'll have that effect of the watch face. But we could do better. We can zoom in like this and edit this gradient of the background image and make it perfect, okay? So pick that color and pick that color. And now once we show these two widgets, you'll see the result is, well, maybe not perfect, but near perfect, I would say. So yeah, we can now proceed, and even I think we can merge these two. So select this button here, merge down, and select add. And Facemaker will merge the two images, and now we only have a single image. So let's proceed and first lock the layers because they won't get in the way. And let's add a new image. And now we're gonna make this shape here, okay? This thing you see here on the upper part. So for that, we have a tool called, since we added the image, we have a tool called Draw Vector. And I'm gonna select it. And you'll see we now have a toolbar here on the right. And this allows us to create vectors. So vectors are simply a collection of points on 2D or 3D space, and they define coordinates for something. So basically the location of something, for example. And in this case, the location, the size, and the appearance of this shape we're building, okay? So this is now more or less done. I will just close this shape, and for that we need to, you know, create this, oops, sorry. You can delete points by clicking Alt and then hovering on the dot on the control point and then click it, okay? So let's move it a little bit upwards, and here we can also adjust this a little bit better. And now we're here and we need to connect these two. So all we need to do is click here and then drag and drop the control point on that one. And since we have snap enabled, they will be made one point only, one control point only, okay? So yeah, let's proceed and try to make this shape. Okay, so I believe this is almost done. All we need to do is create this curvature here, just like that. And we do this by using the control points, okay? And now let's finish this by setting this one too. Just like that, okay? Maybe push it down a little. And we can have a preview of this by simply going, oh, we were missing these two. So let me zoom in. Okay. Maybe push it back just a little bit and adjust that curve there, make it smoother. Okay. We don't need to be pixel perfect with this, but yeah, it will help with the final look to have a good result. And yeah, I believe this is done. Maybe just a small adjustment here and done. Okay, so now you'll notice this is just aligned and we need to fill it. So to fill it, all we need to do is press this button here, fill with color, and of course we could change it and fill it with another color, and the line would be a different color from the fill. But in this case I am going with white, although it doesn't matter because I am going to fill it with a gradient later. So right now we can take a look at the results and hide the reference. You'll see the result is very good. So we have that shape ready to work on it. So let's go and save. And there we go. We have the image here. It was saved. And in case you wanted to change something about it, you noticed that you had a, I don't know, some wrong edge, you could go in here and just edit the vector, and you could do adjustments and then save, and the image would be there again, saved, and you would still have the vector. Okay, so the vector is part of this widget and you can edit it later. Okay, so yeah, now let's crop the content, and this is now crop the content. Okay, because it was using the whole size of the watch screen, and in this case we cut it to the least pixels possible. And now I am going to apply a gradient. There we go. And now let's edit this gradient. Oh, but first we need to show the reference and hide the widget itself. And we'll zoom in just like that. And now we can edit the gradient. And we can edit it perfectly with it hidden, because yeah, it's still there. So yeah, we picked the colors. I guess I could do better about this one. And yeah, let me take a look. And there you go. This seems to be just about it. Okay. So now let's proceed and take care of this border you see here. Now we could do this in many different ways. We could add a new vector and draw it, or we could, for example, just duplicate this one and then just come in here, remove the effect, just come in here, edit the vector, and then remove the fill, and then use it to create the border, because we can increase the line width, and of course we would have to delete all these points in here, but I'll do it in a more easy way, I guess. So let's delete this and let's go into this one. Okay, and let's go into the effects and just select border. So we have a border effect, and we can well, maybe not. I mean, let me see here. We can see a little bit of the effect up there. Let me remove this border for now, and this is good that this happened, because this might happen to you too. So let's go and edit the vector, and let's pull this. Oops, I did it again. Delete it, and now we'll try to grab this one and pull it up just a little bit, just enough that it won't show. And I guess it's enough right now. Yeah. Okay, that should do it. And if you, no, I guess this is okay. So let's save and let's see how the border now behaves. So let's go into the effects, add the border, and now you can see it. Okay, so yeah, that's how you solve this. And now let's increase the size of the border. I think a 3 pixels will do, and they seem to be enough, I guess. And yeah, okay. So, and for this modifier, you have 2 modes, mode 1 and mode 2. So use whatever you feel like it, or the one that gives you better results. I think this produces more jagged edges, and remember we're at 650% zoom. So yeah, I prefer the mode 1, but you can, for certain images, mode 2 is better. Okay, so now let's add this, let's edit this this border, and for now we'll hide the effects, and let me just pull this just like that and zoom out, and let's edit this border. So for this, I'm going to pick first this color, and by the way, let's turn it in the right direction. So it's this one. We'll pick this color, add a new stop, pick this color, add a new stop, and pick this color, add a new stop, pick this color. Okay, and the last one, I think it should be correct. So all we need now is to tweak the location of these control points, but they should be more or less okay, I guess. So now let's show the effect, and somehow I pulled it up. Let me just reset the location here. Yeah, and maybe this is enough, or too much, I mean. Okay, so, and yeah, you can see immediately that if we hide the reference image, how this works. And yeah, I guess this is good enough. Perhaps we'll make this border smaller, 2 pixels. And yeah, okay, 2 pixels should be enough. Okay, let's go with this. And this is now done, and all we need to do is just go into the effects and apply all. And then just for good measure, crop to canvas, and it will make it the same size as the canvas. And this is because now I am going to apply a new effect, which is the mirror effect. And the mirror, you can mirror an image, and it will start from this quadrant and copy it to the other one, and the same then into the bottom part of the image. So let me show you here. If I press horizontal, you see what it's doing. It's copying this part, mirroring it to the other side, okay, to the other quadrant. So what we need here is to copy it to the bottom, and for that we select vertical, and there you go. So yeah, this is what we wanted, I guess. So now we can even apply the effect and just let it be like this. We can now, oh, it's locked already, so we can see how we're doing until now. Okay, so yeah, let's hide this one, and now let's add this central part here. So this is easy. We just add an image below that one, okay, and just press generate. And here I am going to place it somewhere in here, and I'm going to lock it because this allows us to see better what we're doing. And let's make this image smaller. And remember, when generating images, you should always work down here, not up here, okay? This is for generating images, and this is for modifying them. So when you're resizing here, you're not really changing the image size. The image stays as it is, it's just being shown different when you change it here, okay? And the image is only resized when you actually export the watch face. But here, down here, we're really generating an image that is 200 by 54, for example, okay? So keep that in mind. When you generate images, generate them with the size that you need, definitely need from them to be, okay? So yeah, I think the height is perfect. Let's pull just a little bit to the left, and now let's match the width, and the width should be at least 400, I guess. Okay, so we could create it with actual color or gradient that it has, the reference one. But if you imagine you have a image or a gradient that is red, okay, and now I turned off the generate form like that, and you need it to be this color. So for that, and I'm going to keep it hidden but selected, okay, it's still here. Let's go into the effects and select fill color. And if we now unhide it, you'll see that it's using this color, this white color here. Okay, let's hide it again. And I believe this is this is one single color, I guess. So the fill color will do, because we could use instead a gradient. And the gradient is more complex because it allows you to create gradients, not just a simple color. And if we hide it, you'll see that you can use two colors to create the background. So let's use the gradient, and you'll notice that, they're the same color. So we only needed a fill color, not a gradient, but it works all the same, so it doesn't matter. Maybe the fill color is quicker to process, but we'll use it. And now you'll notice that this image is also rounded. It has rounded edges here, okay? And we have an effect for that, and it's called rounded corners. So we select it, and now all we need to do is increase the value until we have something that looks more or less like the reference. Okay, and remember, if you need to tweak this value, you just click that and then use the arrow keys to adjust. There we go. I'm going with this value, and it works for the other side. So I believe this is okay. So now let's collapse, and let's add inner shadow. So let's go into the inner shadow. There you go. And this will have a inner shadow in this shape. Okay, and you can immediately see that it's doing something. So this is nothing, and this is shadow. Okay, and maybe 10. I don't want to go overboard with this. And this will work. So once the inner shadow is added, now we can add a border just to finish this shape. So for that, we'll add a border, and let's make it thicker too, like we used for that one. Okay, and for now, let's hide the widget, so we can pick these colors here. So let me push this to the left. And by the way, you can also pan by using the right mouse button and moving the mouse. Okay, so let's move this here, and I think no, I have space enough to work. So okay, this is good enough. So let's add, or better, edit the border effect. And for this, we'll select the first stop and sample this color here. Okay, then add a new stop and sample this one, new stop, and sample this one. So basically you want to recreate that those colors. Okay, and now turn this in the right direction and add a new stop. Select this color here. There you go. New stop, and it will go all the way to gray. There you go. And now select the last stop and select this blue color here, just like that. And of course we need to tweak this because you're not in the right location, I guess. So just tweak it and do the best you can. I think I'll add another gray in here. And now let's take a look at the result, and there you go. I would say this this result is almost perfect. We might need some more shade in there, but we're adding a shadow in the end. So we will have a shadow effect here about all these widgets, and this will get darker, so I won't think that's necessary. But we do need to have a shadow effect on this one, okay? Because if you take a look at the reference, this shape casts a shadow underneath, okay? So let's do it. Let's select this one, go into the effects and apply a shadow effect, and just crank that up, okay? So let's go all the way to 20, and this is not enough, I think, but we can stack shadows just like that and just add a new one and set it to 10, and I believe this will be perfect, I guess. And yeah, this will work. So let's proceed. Let's not waste more time. We can apply all these effects and crop the canvas. Remember, that's important because you want the images to be inside the watch screen, okay? Because even if the pixels of the images are outside, they're being processed by the watch, okay? And it's a waste of CPU time, it's a waste of battery and all that. So remember, you should always crop to canvas or to content, okay? So it's done. Facemaker cropped it, and it's now completely inside the watch screen. And let's proceed. Now we'll start adding some data types, and for that we can, for example, start adding this battery information here. So for that, for Amazfit we had a widget, and for Huawei too. So yeah, widget, and this is where it is different. Here it is system battery. So yeah, and on the battery we'll first add image combo for this one, okay? And now we are going to generate, and we have the image combo generated, but this is not the font, I guess. We need to select another font. Let me see here. Let me see the 6. No, it's too different. Okay. Now let's go with Orbitron. Yeah, this one should work. Maybe this one. Well, let's go, you know what? Let's go with Arbitron bold, and let's make it, I believe this is white. No, it's not pure white, but almost. Okay, we'll sample this color and we'll save it here on the favorites. And by the way, you can do that by pressing this button here. And now this is the same color as the reference, okay? Now we need to make it the same size, and every time I drag you can see the widgets that are below. This is in order to make it easier for you to see reference images or other things that are beneath. So yeah, let's make this the right size. And I think 22 is too much, while 21, well, you know what, I am going with 22. Okay, so what happens here is that a Facemaker creates all the images the same size because they have to be for image combo. But I want it to be, I want to hide the percentage sign, because you can see on the reference image it doesn't have one, okay? So we have to make it transparent, and for that we're going to use a feature that not many know it exists, and it is, if you have it configured here on the preferences, graphics editor executable. Okay, so you select the path to your Photoshop or GIMP executable, and then when you're editing a widget, that has images, you can come in here to this icon and select Edit File on External Editor. And for image combos, Facemaker will export the image that is currently selected here, okay? The one that is selected, so in this case, the percentage sign, and it will export it into GIMP automatically. So if we go into GIMP, you see we have the image here, ready to be edited. So what I'll do is I'll delete it. I'll delete the percentage sign and I'll overwrite the image. And when you go back into Facemaker, it magically becomes transparent. So we deleted it and now, yeah, you can see it. So now I'll put it here, more or less in the same spot. And this will be aligned to the left, so no, it doesn't matter. This space doesn't matter. And if we pad it to zeros, you'll see that this happens. We have some overlapping here. So we should push this just a little bit to the left, just like that. And now we'll remove the padding and done. Okay, let's lock this. And now let's add this image of the battery. So very easy, just add an image. And now go into the library. Facemaker has an extensive library of images ready to use. So yeah, and you know what? I could use this one, but that would be too easy. So I'm gonna show you how to create a custom battery image. Okay, so let's select this one. And now we'll resize it and make it more or less that image there, same size. And you can use here the input fields for more precision, just like that. And now let's lock it and let's add an image, and we're gonna make it real small. So something like, so generate 3 pixels by I don't know, 8, something like this, and move it there. And let's have the reference image for now and lock this one so we can see better what we're doing. So yeah, it needs to be 9 in height. Okay, so this is done now, and all we need is to replicate this this image to the right, and for that we have array translation. And let's say 6, and increase the offset. And 6 might be too much, but it doesn't really matter. We're going with 5, and I think we can use floats. Let me see here, float values. Oops, sorry, 4.5 or 4.5. There we go. Yeah, this is so small that. Okay, let's 4.6. Yeah, I mean, this won't be visible anyways. So yeah, let's apply and then merge these two. Okay, so let's add, and there you go. This is one single image, and we kind of replicated that image that was below. So yeah, that is done, and we can now proceed. So you'll notice that we also have a battery image set here, okay? And for that, I am going in here, so it can be here, and add an image, okay? And we're going to create this image set with a brand new feature, Facemaker feature, which is, first we'll draw a vector. So let's go and draw this shape, or at least try to draw it. I'm not much of a designer, you know. I can copy stuff very well, that I assure you, but create from the ground, it's something completely different. So yeah, I am going to pick that color. Well, you know what? It doesn't matter. Let's use white. And let's fill it and take a look if it looks correct. And I guess it does. Maybe adjust this one here, just a tad. And remember, I hide the control points, but you can still use them, okay? They're still there. So yeah, I believe this is okay. So let's save. And you'll notice that that image we created, it's there, but it's using the whole watch canvas. What we can do now is first crop the content, just like that, okay? And now, once we have this, we can make an image set out of it. And how do we do that? Well, we have this new feature here, which is image to image set. And let's press it. And you'll notice that we have that image there. And we want it to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, okay? So let's add 5 iterations and now increase the offset. Just like that, okay? And of course, since this is separated, we'll have to, you know, try to match more or less what's there, but it doesn't matter. As long as it looks more or less the same, I guess it will work, okay? So yeah, let's go with this, and you see the images that Facemaker is creating for us. So, and now we can simply save and go and save this. Let's choose the downloads, and let's create a new folder, and let's call it image set 01, okay? And now select folder, and voila, we have just created a image set that we can now use. So we can now just simply delete this image and add an image set and choose upload, and there we go, we have them here. So let's press open, and you can see it now because it is located here and it's on frame 0, okay? You can scroll through the frames by pressing shift and scrolling the mouse wheel, just like this, okay? Okay, so let's leave it like this, and guess what? I really nailed it. The size is just perfect. Okay, so now you'll notice that this is white and the reference is not white. So what we'll do now is we'll apply an image effect, a gradient image effect. So like that, and we now, like before, we just need to sample the images, and you may notice that this one is darker because the image set is hidden only up until here, okay? So I'm gonna sample it anyway, and then I will make it lighter. So something like that, okay? Oh darn, sorry, I forgot to check the dots. I'm so sorry. So I'll set this one on the right and make the direction of the gradient correct. And then I'll select this one and pick that first color. There we go. Now this should work just perfect, I guess. All we have to do now is use it. So what will happen when we have it's not lit, okay? It has to have a darker version beneath it, just like if a light bulb is off or on, it will have different brightnesses, okay? So what we do here is another feature that we have, which is the frame to image widget. So if you see here, we can select the frame we want, and we're going with a 6th or last frame, and we want to copy it into an image widget, okay? So we press this and we have a new widget here, which is static, it won't move, and it is an exact copy of the last frame of this image set. So now we can move it to the background, just like that, and put it there. And now I'll pull it up, and this will serve, or it will work as a dark version of this widget, okay? So what we'll do now is enable this and see what we have here. I usually simply apply a brightness effect and go to town with it. So you have two options. You can use the brightness and, you know, make it darker, or you can use opacity. So let's go and select opacity and just lower it until we have something like that. But in this case, I'll go with the brightness, just like this, brightness, and now lower the value. And okay, we can now lock it and now put the image set over it, okay? And now if we press preview, this is what will happen, okay? So this way you can easily create image sets, never leaving Facemaker, okay? And you can create all the images in Facemaker. So this is now done, and we can, if you notice, the reference image, oh, this seems out of place. So let's try and place it better, I guess, on the x-axis. Push it to the right, just like that. So on 61, here the same, 61. And for the y coordinates, 1, 2, 1. Okay. So now it's over it. Okay. And now we can hide it. And on this one, you'll notice that it has a sort of, I'm not sure if this is a border or an extreme strong shadow. Well, I am going to take my chance and, you know, choose. Let's go with the border, and let's select a black color, or near black, I guess. This is not black. Yeah, this one is totally black. Okay, so, and increase this to 2. And you know what? This might be too strong. So instead of the border, I am going with a shadow, just like this, and apply a shadow. And we could even, you know, add more than one, so it would look stronger. And let's do that. So last was the shadow, and now increase this value, and there we go. So now when we show the image set, so let's come in here and pull it up just a little bit, yeah, and lock it and play. Oh, and by the way, you'll notice that the battery numbers are a little bit too much apart. You can solve it easily by going into the image combo here and selecting crop to content, and immediately you see they're tighter. Okay, and this is something we should have done when we created it, but yeah, we're still on time. So I believe this is now done. Let's proceed, because this, I think I'm taking too long to develop this watch face, which is quite frankly very simple. Okay, so let's go and add a system date, and here we're going to add the weekday and the month day. So for this, we'll choose weekday and press generate. Let's zoom in and let's try to find that perfect font. And after you select the font, select the font input, you can simply use the arrow keys up and down to select the font you want. So I believe that this one is not too bad, I guess. Let me see the Wednesday. Yeah, this is too thin. So let's keep on trying some more. Well, okay. This one, Helvetica. Okay. So this one I think will work. Let's change the size slightly. And yeah. So this has to be uppercase, and you can change this to whatever you want here. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. There we go. So yeah, I believe this is perfect. Helvetica. Okay. So maybe the size could also be tweaked, and I believe that this is now perfect. Well, more or less. I mean, I'm not sure this is the actual font. I'm just guessing, okay? And if you see something similar, you know, just go with it. So, okay, so perfect. So for the others, we're going with Helvetica 34, okay? Okay, so weekday is done. We can now lock it, and remember to always lock the ones that are made. Now let's go with the month day image combo and press generate, and voila, all done. And we can now lock. Oh, and by the way, you can also crop the content just to save on the image size. And done. And now let's see and preview it. Saturday 3, so this is correct. Okay, so now let's proceed and have the steps down here. So for that, we're going to elf to add, oh, better, I think it's self, yeah, steps. Okay, self steps, yeah. Here it is. Okay, so for this one we'll add an image combo also, which is here, and we'll press generate and done. And I mean, this is not a perfect oh, I think this one is perfect. It's grotesque, regular, and this might even work for the month and day, month day. So yeah, I'm going with this one. Let's align it to the right and push it to the left, just like that. And let's take a look and press play. Well, okay, I like it. Now let's add this image here, and remember to lock. So here we'll add an image going to the library, and we have a lot of images for walking man or running man. Okay, let's go with this one. Resize it, place it more or less there. Okay. And now we need to invert it. So let's go and add a flip horizontal. There we go. And it also needs to be darker, I guess. Yeah, it's a grayish. So fill color and select this one here and submit. Okay, so I think I'll make it smaller because since the guy is a little bit more fat, it was standing out too much. So Yeah, it looks better. Okay, so let's hide the background and add this shape here. Okay, so new image, generate. I told you we would be creating a lot of images, so this should be like 3 or 2. Yeah, and let's make it 80 for now. Put it there. Okay, and now make it longer, just like that. And we can match the gradient by clicking this and this. Okay, so I need to rotate the gradient, and it's done, I guess. Now let me just lock the layer so I can see better what we have here. I think it has a lighter color there, and yeah, I'll try to pick it, and there you go. And this should go behind, or maybe add a new stop there and pick this gray color. And okay, let's not waste more time. This is done, and we can now pull it down just like that. And let's add this lettering here. So text artistic STP. And you know, we're doing this for a Amazfit, but you could be doing this for Huawei, for any Huawei watch, and basically the process is the same. But soon enough, we'll be adding Wear OS to our supported watches. Okay, and I hope around the summer, like August or something. I'm still not sure. It all depends on a lot of factors, but yeah, I'm working on it, on creating a platform where you'll be able to not only buy your watch faces but also sell them. Okay, let me see here what would be the best. I think this one is similar. Not perfect, but it will work, I guess. Okay, maybe we can increase the kerning just a little bit, just to make it fit better. And now we can simply duplicate it and change it to BPM and put it here. And there we go. And now we need to add this image here. So yeah, we're working hard. So let's try and find a heart icon. And there we go. We have at least 3. Let's select this one. And you know, I like to work with it magnified because you have a better perspective, but you also get blind with so many pixels. Just can get quite pixelated when you go and zoom in like we did. So yeah, I think this is perfect. Let's add a fill color and just sample that color there and submit, and there we go. And now we need this image combo here, and let's add a heart rate container. So health and heart rate, and then image combo and generate. So this is using the last font we used, which was this one here. There's one regular, but I now know that there's one better for this, which is the HK Grotesque regular. Okay, let's make it the right size, something like this. And by the way, these values you see here, 97, 7,645, these are all default values. You can select here on the preferences and preview. So you can set them here, and Facemaker will use them to print snapshots of your watch faces and all that. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so now we'll try and sample that color just like that. We should have saved it. I think we did. Wasn't it this one? Yeah, it was. Okay. Bad Nuno. Okay, now this is done, and we can now show the background, and there we go. If we press preview, oh, I forgot. I am going with a right aligned image combo, and then I'll push it to the left and try to match with steps. So for that, we can use the guidelines, and for this all we have to do is edit them and just drag this just like that, and now this, click it, and then use the arrow keys to fine-tune locations. So there we go. Now I'm switching between values, and yeah, this seems to be aligned. So let's preview. And by the way, we can now reset the guidelines by pressing this button here. And yeah, I like it. Now, there's one thing, I don't know what this is for. I believe that this is something like low, normal, and high for the heart rate. I'm not sure, so I'm not adding it because I don't think it's that essential for the watch face. I don't know. I won't add it, okay? But I'll add a shadow effect on this image here, and we have to move faster. There we go. Shadow. Yeah, it's almost unnoticeable, but it's good to know that it's there. Okay, so next thing I think will be, yeah, this data here. Okay, so this will be fast to do, I guess. So this is distance. That one widget I set in the beginning of the video that didn't exist for Huawei. It's a distance image set. At least for all us mere mortals, we don't have access to a distance image set for Huawei watches. But Amazfit allows me to develop it because I have all the liberty with Amazfit to create whatever I want. So I wish Huawei would follow the same pattern, the same thought or way of thinking. And yeah, just a thought of mine. Sorry. So yeah, let's go into the health and add a distance. And here I'm going to add an image. And like before, you remember we draw this, I'm going to make the same here. Okay, let's zoom in and press draw vector. And let's try to create this shape the best we can. It won't be perfect because you'll notice that everything in Facemaker is very organic, okay? I prefer it this way, actually. Let me see here. Yeah, looks fine. So let's save, and we have that shape there. Now all we need to do is crop the content. There we go, and go an image to image set. And for this one, we're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now increase the offset. And I believe something like this will do. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we have 6, sorry. It's 5. Okay. This will work, I guess. Let me see, maybe 18? Or even, well, I don't know. I really have to change this tool so it is done in here, not here. But for now, well, I have just developed this tool, so yeah, it will have to do. So let's save, and let's create a new folder. So new folder, image set02. Oh, it's uppercase, it doesn't matter. Select folder and images exported. Okay, now we can close this and delete this image. Add the newly added image set. I developed this widget especially for this video. Okay, and now let's upload the images, and it should be on that image set 02 folder. And there we go. Now let's zoom out. The widget is here, and now we can scroll, and let's move it to the left. And I should use more of the right mouse button, but yeah, I forget sometimes. Yeah, this should have been smaller, but you know what? I'm gonna use it. Yeah. Well, actually, I don't have to. I could simply, or rather, yeah, I'll use it. It doesn't matter. I was thinking about just unlocking the aspect ratio and resizing this, you know, and making this bigger or smaller and make it fit. But then the slope would be different. Yeah, but you know what? I'm gonna keep this, okay, and save it. Okay, let's use this 94 width, and yeah, this is a way you can solve it too. So let's pull it down so we can see the gradient here. And now I'll apply, as before, a gradient modifier. And here I am going to tweak this gradient, and yeah, I mixed them up again. So this one should be on the left, and let's rotate this, and this one on the right. So, and for this one, I'm going to pick this darker color, then make it lighter. So something like this, okay? Even more. Yeah, this should do it. Okay, so this is done, I guess. Let's pull it up and somehow, oh no, it's okay. So yeah, I think this will do. All we need now is a reference to put below. So an image that we'll use to, that will be the unwritten version of the widget. And we created a copy of the last frame of that image set. Let's hide it. And here, let's modify the brightness. You know, this is more of the same, so as we did up there. And let's take a look now with the image set. And yeah. Well, I think I deleted. No, it's here. Okay. So somehow I put it above. Sorry. So yeah, this is done now, and if we press play, you can see how it will work. And yeah, wonderful. Okay, so next I am going to add the distance image combo. So image combo, generate, and this should be the Russo one. Yeah, this one. Okay, and let's try to match the size. So something like this is okay. So let's push it to the left, just like that. Align it to the right, or yeah, no, this is good. Make it slightly smaller, I would say. Maybe something like this. Okay, and this is now done, and we now need a flag image. That one. Okay, so while we have a flag image on our on Facemaker library, we will make one just so you see how versatile this is. So let's add an image and let's press generate, and I'll make it real small. So let's say 20 by 8, and this is too small. So something like this perhaps. And now let's keep the generate button turned on, and let's come in here and add a pattern effect, and let's choose the checkerboard and make it smaller, something like this. Okay, so yeah, we need it to be bigger, so let's edit the image size. Something like this. Okay, so this is done, and apply. And now we need it to be smaller, and cut that bar over there. So we'll just add one of the newest effects, also the crop effect. And all we have to do is do this. Okay, and also make the height smaller. Oh, it doesn't work that way. So we can simply apply and then come in here and crop the content. There we go. So now we place it here and it's done. And now all that's missing are two elements. One, this one, oh, and the hours, minutes. But this should be very quick, so let's do that. Let's go into time and digital dial, add an hours image combo, and let's hide that. Oh, by the way, let me just enable one feature here on the interface, which is the show layer highlight. And now every time we overlay or go over one of these widgets, you can see there on the canvas which one it is. So this is very helpful. And now let's go in here and make the hours widget. So zoom in and press generate. And this is not the font of that, I'm sure, but I'm gonna make this large enough. Something like this. And now we can try all the fonts. So one should be more or less similar, I guess. Yeah, and the one should be easy to, oh, no. The one should be easy to recognize. And yeah, let's go with this one, Gilla Regular. Okay. Yeah, this one is actually very, very good. Okay. So yeah, this is now done, but we have to crop it. So crop the content, and there you go, perfect. And now the minutes, press generate, and oh, I forgot to pad it with zeros. You can do it here, okay? And now crop the content, just put it there, and you can see it's aligned with the one above, and drop, and there you go, all done for the hours and minutes. So all that's missing are these features here, and the lunar phase. Okay, let's have the lunar phase. So yeah, it's on the date. Yeah, lunar phase. There we go. And we need to have that circle there. So let's add a black circle here. We'll press generate and go with black. Yeah. And now let's make it smaller, something like 120. This is way too big, I guess. Oh, I dragged the lunar face. So this is why I tell you to always lock your layers. So let's come in here and lock them all on the widgets container. And yeah, we need to make this much smaller. So let's go with 60. And yeah, looking good. So, okay, let's move it slightly. just like that. And now make it even smaller. There you go. So 48 by 48. And now make it a sphere. There we go. And now apply an effect, a border effect. And by the way, let's hide this one. And since this can be a gradient, let's add a gradient. Now before we had to create two images and overlay them, and then, you know, give this one a gradient, the gray one, a gradient, and then this one black. But now you can simply create one, add a border, and done. Okay, so yeah, let me see here how it looks. Looks good. Okay, now we can lock them all and go into the lunar phase, and let's use one from the library. We have a set here, full set of the moon with 8 images. So let me see here, it was something like 40, I guess. Let's see how it looks. And yeah, you can maybe go with 42. And let's change it to a full moon and lock it. A little bit to the left and down. No. This is perfect now. Okay, so next AM PM. So let's go into the digital dial and add an AM PM. Generate. And let's select a gray color for now and make it smaller. Okay, so let's put it here, and I guess yeah, it's using the same one as this, the same font. So let's go with Russell one, which is here, and let's try to match the size. So something like this, maybe 21. Yeah, this one is good. Okay. So let's put it there, and now let's use the offset feature, which will do this. You can't see the AM PM because it's black. It's this one here, which is the selected color. And for this one, we'll use that, you know, smoke white color. And okay, let's decrease the offset. And yeah, I believe this is done. Just like that. Okay, and maybe a little bit to the right. And yeah, good. Okay, all the data is done. All the images are created except for those fixtures you saw there. These, okay, so let's create them. And this only needs to be an image. So let's add an image. There, and press generate and make it real small, something like 6 by 6. And now zoom in and bring it up, just like that. And let's zoom in just a little bit. And you know what? I'm going with 7. And now to sphere. Now we put it there, and we simply clone and move. Clone and move, and there we go. They're all done, I guess. Maybe this one could use a little nudge, just like that. And yeah, we can now merge them. So had and had. Okay, so we have that one, and we want to mirror it to the right and to the bottom. Okay, but first we need to duplicate it. So let's duplicate and put the duplicate beneath, okay, and hide it. We will use it in a few minutes, but for now it's not needed. So this one, I'm going to crop to canvas and then apply a mirror effect, just like that, and apply the horizontal and vertical. And if we take a look now, and don't worry that they're mismatched here, because when you show all the layers, it doesn't matter. What matters is that this is located exactly on the same spot as the ones on top, okay? And this is now done. We can apply, and the reason why I duplicated this 3 dots is because, now let's hide these. There we go. So this is the reference. It's because these are not located on the same spot as these. So I have to rotate that one copy until we have it here, and then apply the rotation, and then mirror the image to the bottom side. Okay, so let's do that. Let's rotate. Oops, I forgot. We first have to make it the same size as the watch canvas. So crop the canvas and now rotate. There we go. And now that this is here, we can apply transformations just like that and make it the same size as the canvas, crop the canvas, and apply an effect, a mirror effect. So let me see here, mirror, vertical, and there we go. It's there, and now we can show the whole watch face, a finished watch face, okay? Well, this is finished, but we could also add, now let me see here, shortcuts. And for this, we'll add a, let me see, a heart rate shortcut. And put it here. Let's zoom in. And yeah, it could be here. And now let's add a steps shortcut and put it here. And now this one we can resize, right? So just like that. And okay, you know what? I'm gonna put a flashlight shortcut there. And this is actually when you press this shortcut, the light of the watch will go full white and bright. Okay, so it's almost like a flashlight, and you can actually use it. I use it a lot. So all that we are missing is Matteo's logo, and I'll make it too. So let's show the background, or rather the reference image. And now let's add an image here. And here I'll show you yet another feature, new feature, which is this. I'll try to select the logo, just the logo, and then tweak the size, just like that, and unlock the aspect ratio, and tweak the height too, just like this, okay? And now what I'll do is copy from background. And what Facemaker did was create a copy of everything that was beneath and make it an image right here, okay? So now if we show everything else, you'll see that we have Matteo Dini's logo there. And we can't really see the transition, but I guess we could remove the black or the dark color. And for that, you have a color to alpha, and select this color here and increase this threshold. And when you go and see, you'll notice that almost only the white color is left. And this way, we would have no problems when if it had some difference between the background gradient and the image we sampled of the logo. And yeah, So I believe this watch face is done. Again, this was a pleasure to make, and let me just see here. One last thing we could do is add a shadow effect. Not that this widget doesn't have enough effects already, but yeah, it's 5. Not enough for me. Okay, this is done. Let's press preview. I hoped you liked it, and yes, this was a quicker watch face to do, but it's done, and it was made to, as you know, a reminder of the work of this guy, Matteo Dini, which I love his work, and he has wonderful watch faces. So thank you, Matteo, for the inspiration. And yeah, if you have a Wear OS watch, you should go buy this guy's watch faces because they're beautiful. Okay, so thank you for watching. I expect to see you on my next video, which will also be a two-parter. So it will be made out of 2 parts. It will also be a complex watch face, but this one will have a a little twist on what I usually do. So I hope you like the surprise. Thank you very much again for watching, and I see you on my next video. Bye.